Now, I'm a little bit concerned about how I want to show Nundac. So, there are two ways to do Nundac, one of which is severely slower. However, it is easier. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be showing the advanced and way quicker version of this glitch, or of this area, and then we will be going through and showing how to do the planet or this area not so quick. The only reason I'm saying this is because the glitch I'm about to do after collecting the gold bolt has taken people a lot of time and a lot of sweat and tears to just even try to get it once, myself included. I've gotten better at the trick, so I'm going to try to explain it as best as I can, but there are no guarantees that you'll get it first try. It will definitely take some attempts and some knowledge that I'm going to be trying to impart on you guys as we're going through it. So with that, what I'm going to do first is we're actually going to turn back and we're going to jump on the wing of the ship, hold L2. You're going to want to aim Ratchet's head to see the meteorites that are across the sky right now. There's a specific one by this Leviathan that's flying past our head right now. You want to aim specifically for that asteroid. And we're gonna... Yo, hey Boaz. Anyway, we're just gonna fly straight towards that rock. Aim our camera down. And it doesn't seem like I have the best momentum for this. But we're just gonna collect the bolt right there. And death abuse. I'm gonna do that one more time just to see if I can get the momentum for you guys, to show how it looks if you do it as fast as you can. That one wouldn't have worked at all. There's sometimes where you'll just, fall off the ship and die. And that's perfectly normal if you're completely rusty at the game. There's also times where you just won't get the momentum that you need. So I'm gonna again line Ratchet up to where he's about facing with that rock. Sometimes you don't even need to look down in order to get the momentum. So I'm gonna hold forward and keep it all and just come over here. Also, I have my cat chilling next to me. She just kind of nuzzled her way next to me. So right here we have our smuggler cutscene. You can do a little bit of movement with this cutscene. So basically before the cutscene starts, you can get into the weapon vendor and actually buy ammo before the cutscene starts, and that'll save you just a little bit of time. But here is the glitched wall bounce that throws everybody off the first time they did it. So specifically, the thing that we're bouncing off of is this rock that I'm aiming off of right here. There's a little curve right there that you're gonna want to bounce off of, and it's really not as big as my cursor is making it out to be. So the best way I'm going to explain it is I'm going to line Ratchet's right foot up with this rock. It's going to be up against this rock, and this is the camera angle in which I do the trick in. But what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be holding forward. I'm going to jump. I'm going to swivel the stick to the right and then back to the left, and then I'm going to wall bounce off of that wall. The most important thing I'm going to have to say about this trick is that you need to make sure your stick is about this direction with this camera angle. You don't want it to be over here. You don't want it to be over here. Kind of want to swivel it to the right and then back to the left and jump off the wall with that. Now if you hit X too early, obviously you're gonna double jump. If you hit it too late, well, you're probably gonna die because you hit it way later than it's supposed to. You might get a double jump if you're too late too. I'm not really sure, but for the most part, the game won't register that second jump. So I want to try to show it off first try here, but I haven't really done it in a while. I did it, which is surprising. Don't expect to get this first try, because it is not the easiest trick ever. So right here, we're gonna wait until we're down to 7 ammo. During this trick, what I do is I go back into lock strafe, and I also equip my thruster pack. And then you hold X out of the menu and wait till you have about 7 ammo. You can go down to 6 if you want to be safe. And then you're just going to glide and land right next to this turret. So right here we have a little bit of weird movement, but you can stand on this ledge right here. So what we're going to do is long jump, and if you're really risky you can long jump again, or you cannot. What I do is I actually charge and cancel. I do not recommend that for anybody who doesn't know the movement in this game. And then in my runs I also do what's called a charge cancel in mid-air, and then I long jump out of a charge. And that's, again, really not recommended for anybody that's just learning the game. So right here I'm just going to do a long jump and then glide down to this center bar over here. And as you can hear, the music has changed because we're entering into the next area right now. There's a little bit of a lip right in front of me. There's also a giant gap that you do not want to fall in, because that means you'll have to do glitch wall bounce all over. But what we're going to do is we're going to double jump, land on this little ring on the inside of the space station. Then we're going to charge boot into this general direction over here. Then we're going to land in some water. Now this water is not really supposed to be here. It's just part of an extended water bounce because there's water inside the space station. So while you're in this water, you're going to want to follow my movement to a T. Like, you can get sucked up into this pipe, so you're going to want to avoid this pipe at all costs. But what you're going to do is you're going to come up. There should be a rock right here if you have your camera angle focused up right. You're going to want to surface right up next to this rock. And if you'll see, we're actually at the end of the level right here. This is the end of the planet and the end of like area, if you really want to be specific, whether it's an area or a planet. It's actually an asteroid ring. But what you're gonna do is you're gonna swim up, jump out, land on this little edge with your whip out. Don't be scared if the enemies are coming for you. They cannot get you unless you walk back in bounds. Right now you are still out of bounds and completely safe from all the enemies. Don't jump away from them. So we're going to do a little bit of navigating outside of bounds. So if you see this little lip right here, I about jumped back in bounds. I would have been dead. So if you see this little lip right here, we're going to glide up into that little corner. Then once we glide down underneath it, we are going to use our whip to get a little bit of height out of that and land back up on the land plane that we're standing on right now. It's a little bit hard to really explain it, but we're gonna show it off. Glide into the corner and then whip immediately after, and you will get back onto this plane. It doesn't look safe. It's really not easy. And I'll show you guys exactly how to like counteract this afterwards. If you manage to like fail this or fail another part of this trick, there is a backup. So I will be showing that off. But for right now, what we're gonna do So we're gonna get the camera back out of bounds. We're gonna walk into this corner over here, walk around this wall, and then jump onto this ledge. And above us, there is two things. There's a piece of land right there. There's also, if I can get the face correctly, there's like a wall that's guarding the barrier. What you want to do is you want to land on this little bit of ledge that is visible right now. That little gold bar, you want to land on that. So you're going to high jump, whip, land on that bar, and I'm actually almost in bounds. So literally all you need to do is you just need to jump and land on the table and go out. I'm not going to do that right now and show you guys the backup. But this is the end of the planet, and once you get up here, you're done. I'm just going to go back and show you guys what happens if you fall down too much. Possibly. I might do that. Unless the game's like, screw you. The game might have just said screw you. Oh, yep, that's definitely a screw you. Have you ever seen one? Alright, well, I'm going to show you guys a different thing that, you know, I wasn't going to show until we showed the inside portion. But we're going to try for Geolaser Skip, the original. And basically, there's no easy way to explain this while all these enemies are around. Besides if we're like right here. So basically, what we're gonna do, and I think I've already failed it because the cutscene has already played, like not cutscene, like the audio box. Go away. So where that turret was, that was just like came up out of the ground, you're gonna want to long jump, land on this little bar over here, and then you're gonna want to just charge as fast as you can into that room before the door shuts. I want to try to get it. I've never actually gotten it in the room before. The plan, like before we changed it. So I want to attempt to get it, but there's no guarantee that I'll get it. There's also like a trigger for the box. It's just right outside the lasers. This is the Geolaser. You don't really need this for AGB. It is planned that you actually need it in the game. But if you happen to have to do the inside strat or fall in bounds, you're gonna want to get the Geolaser. And then once you die, it'll actually spawn you right here. So what you're gonna want to do is turn around and charge straight through the door, and the cutscene will load for you. Or if you really fancy something, you can come back in bounds and actually do the Geolaser puzzle and do whatever you would like to do. I want to throw out the disclaimer again that you will not get this bounce the first try. It's almost impossible to get the first try, unless you have learned it enough to where you like just know wall bounces in general. But I will try to do it in lock strafe. You can do this trick in lock strafe or in third person. I just mainly prefer to do it. See, that's a failed attempt right there. You're looking for a specific angle in which Ratchet launches. I'm going to do it one more time to show you the background, like the back. The backup if you do fail the swimming section. Also, I'm not even doing it, as I said, like lining his leg up with the rock. You do want to stand on that rock, and you do want to like have Ratchet's head in the middle of it. But all in all, again, as I was saying beforehand, it's deceptively easy. But you're gonna want to swivel the stick to the right and then swivel it back to the left to where you are aiming straight towards the angle that you want to receive. Also, I didn't have full ammo. I just now realized that. This might... no. Alright, we're gonna die here just because I didn't have enough ammo. I thought for some reason I did. I didn't exactly look at my ammo count when I was doing it. So, that's my bad on my part. I really don't do this trick in third person or in lock strafe, mainly because you can't have Ratchet facing the direction you want him to immediately. You kind of can, but it's going to be hard to do it right off the bat. Alright, now that we have full ammo, I'm going to let go at 7 and show you guys how to land up there properly and do the backup should you fall down missing the water, or if you just fall out of the water on your trip to the end of the level. And then afterwards, I'll show you the backup of the backup if you somehow get in bounds. So here's what I do. It's a little bit, you know, less authentic than that. So let's say you double jump too far and like, oh no, I fell all the way down. What can we do? Well, let me show you here. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna want to switch to your helipack so that you can get the most out of your jump. You're gonna come to this little area of this pool right here. Now again, this is going to be a little bit dangerous since you're playing with water that's really close to being in bounds. So you're going to want to be extremely careful. If you do go in bounds, it's no problem. You're just going to have to go through the inbound section casually. Kind of sucks, but you're going to have to do it. So basically what I'm going to do right here is, if I can explain it real quick. This little rock right here, you're gonna want to, from the outside, like underneath it, you're gonna want to high jump and get outside of the rock. Like you want to clip through the rock and into the water section so that Ratchet's state can change to where he'll go from a helipack to the hydro pack formation. So if I can do this first try, it'd be amazing. The way I learned this is a little bit different. I learned how to do it in a slightly different fashion. As you can see, like he's trying to get into the water here, which is what you want to do. The way I learned it is to glide up into this side of the wall and then do not... Oh, I should probably give another disclaimer right here. Do not hyper strike into the water down here. It's another thing. Don't touch this button when you're down here. Because as you can see, Ratchet's actually holding his shock ravager right now. But he also isn't. Ratchet's playing Do You Remember This? Like that's kind of bad, Ratchet. Anyway, if you hyper strike in here, the game doesn't know how Ratchet can hold a wrench underwater. So it's like, I really don't want to do this. So instead, the game crashes, and you can't recover from that other than turning off the PS3, turning it back on, loading the game, and that's already like a couple minutes lost doing that. But if you just flip through the rock and like go back to the pipe where you're supposed to be, not going exactly in the pipe, because if you go in the pipe you lose. But again, we're just gonna do the normal path to get back up there. It's okay that you have the helipack out at this point. Just gonna have to be a little bit more careful. And then you're just gonna go to the teleporter. And from here you can charge boot, get into the ship, blah blah blah. So forgive me if I do this next section wrong, because I haven't done this older, slower strat in a long time. So what you're gonna want to do, and this is for the people that cannot complete the wall bounce for whatever reason, you can't complete the wall bounce. It's okay. This is the strat that we used to do a long time ago, and it's okay if you have to resort to this. I would recommend people at least try the wall bounce before being like, okay, I can't do it. I have to go back to doing casual space station. And that's okay. Some people need to do it this way. So what we're gonna do, so we're just gonna do another ship bounce. You can actually just whip once and then go straight to the magnet rail section of this and then get into the space station. Also, I forgot that this happens. Fuck.
It appears Miss Apogee deactivated the elevator.
Alright. So, as you can see, I'm actually in a state where the game won't let me into that section. So, it's a bit sad, so I'm gonna have to come back in post and show you guys casual space station. It's dumb that this happened. I completely forgot if you complete the space station you can't go back inside. It's a cool little gimmick, but if they had put any collectibles, or there's even raritanium in there that you can't even obtain. So it's kind of dumb in that regard. So just ignore this part and then we'll get back into the fray for the next planet, Ardolus. Damn, I completely forgot that if you complete the space station, you can't go back in it. What the hell? It's been a while before that's ever come up. It's been a long while. So anyway, I guess we're done with this planet. Sorry for those of you that were looking forward to that. I will make sure that gets edited in post. Alright. Alright. So if you're having problems with the Nundac wall bounce, first of all, just send videos, let me check them out. I can probably tell you what's going on wrong and what's not. Tell me how your camera is, or tell me how your joystick is or whatever. For whatever reason, even after all that, cannot do the wall bounce. this is going to be your best bet. So what you're going to do is you're going to wait until Ophelia is down on her, like down on her cycle. And you're going to high jump. Well, first of all, you're probably going to want the smuggler cutscene. You can do it without the smuggler cutscene, you can actually skip it. But what you're going to want to do is you want to high jump, whip, yeah, I'm going to explain it before I do it. You're going to want to high jump, whip, and then just hold nothing. Wait till you're about the right height, then you're going to want to press X and hold forward at the same time. You're going to want to glide into the middle of the elevator shaft so you can get pushed up. Now I haven't done casual space station in quite a while, so I might not even get it right the first time, but you're gonna want to hold glide for a second. So that was really unlucky. If you're fast enough, you don't have to worry about the ship shooting you. But this is definitely the fastest way. If you want to be really safe, what you can do is you just hold X, keep whipping, up until you get to this point. And the ships will be like, oh, they got there casually. You can just go in. But I don't like it that way. I'm going to show you the cool way. The cool and fast way of doing the slow method. Because what's the point of doing the slow method if you can't do the slow method fast? Yikes. It's gonna take me a couple tries, but we'll get there. There you go.
Secret is ours. Let's grab it and get out of here before Tachyon sends his armies in.
So, this is the ship interior. Basically,
whoa, check out that terrarium.
It seems whoever constructed this station wanted an oasis as well as a fortress.
Attention, intruder! This is Lieutenant Commander Zephyr.
you gotta wait for this dialogue.
Lay down your weapons and prepare for a whooping.
Skip this room.
This is your final chance.
Wait for this dialogue.
Your weapons so you may receive the aforementioned whooping.
Kill all those guys if you need to. Try not to die. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna charge over here, put a Groovitron down, be very careful. Be sure to avoid all those guys. Avoid all the mines if you've taken damage. Swim to about right here. And if you had somehow clipped out of bounds by trying to do the backup or the out of bounds strat, this is where you'll line up. So what's going to happen here? That's a checkpoint right there. So right now what you gotta do is you gotta take out all these turrets and, you know, not die. Because I had spawned all the mini drones, all of them had came and attacked me. But what you want to do is you want to stand behind the turrets, destroy them all. If you have a good Shard Reaper, you can. I know I was talking about good. I'll be talking about good pyros in just a moment. There's a weapon variance that we started figuring out with the Shard Reaper. If you don't have a good enough Shard Reaper, you will only do
Ratchet, perhaps we should reason
enough
with them.
damage to 3-shot these turrets.
secret, I promise not to blow them up.
But if you have a really good damage for your Shard Reaper, you can kill all the turrets in 2 shots.
We need those turrets back
I
online.
know. They never learn.
So this next room's going to be a little bit rough,
Capacitors.
but if you place your shots right, shouldn't be a problem. A little bit harder with a slow damage turret, but if your health upgrades go off nicely, there shouldn't be nothing to worry about. You have a health upgrade right here. I'm gonna go for Geolaser Skip, old version right now. Actually, I think I would have had it right there. So if you land in here before the cutscene starts and charge through this door, you'll actually skip the cutscene I just got. But that's nothing to worry. You can just die, turn backwards, charge through, and that's casual Nundac. Very slow, very worth learning the faster strat. But if you're having trouble with the wall bounce, this is the next best thing. And I'm sorry to say that because I know a lot of people hate this wall bounce with a vendetta. So that's probably the next best thing. And I'm sorry to say that because it loses you at least, if you do it optimally, it loses you like 4 minutes, I think, which is not a good time to save against that. I could be wrong about that timing, but that's what it feels like. It could be like a good 3 minutes, maybe 2.5, but it feels like 4. So that's how you completely do that planet casually. On to the next one.